All right. So here's a quick video just to show you what I'm thinking on EOS. Now, let me pull this out to 2 hours. Should be able to do the trick. So I posted this in public actually, so everybody can see it. But I'm gonna obviously do updates that I probably won't post in public. That'll just be for the private group. I'm not going to spend that much time doing detailed charts for the public group, but when I do have chart updates, it'll be for private, obviously. So we have this. I said, here's a wider view so you can see the potential 70% gain. So this would be this potential wave 3 could go for 70% if BTC remains stable. If BTC remains in, it either has to remain. It's not going to stay in the range that I've had here. These are my supports that I've had for a while. It's been trading within that range perfectly. If it holds in that range, we can keep moving up, but we're going to turn bearish if we don't break out and get above the EMAs and make a solid move up to at least 3,800 on the next nice green dildo. We need to get that nice green candle to put us over 3,800 on the Bitfinex chart. If we do that, we'll be ready to make a move up on the alts. But right now, we're just sort of skirting along. We're making some small gains on a bunch of our trades, but nothing too massive. To see EOS break out to that level, we need to see BTC move up. But as long as it maintains its heading and stays stable, I'm happy. Right now, we have a very mild correction. We're pretty much moving sideways, which, as you know, is fine in my book. I'm very happy to see that. EMAs are still in bullish configuration with the 55 on top. So that being said, this is the potential 70% run on that wave 3, this primary wave 3. Now, looking at it more close, if we look at it with a close-up, you can see the current move that we're looking at. We already had this motive wave, this impulse wave is complete. So we have this 5 wave, all part of the motive 1. So we're retracing now. We should probably retrace based on what this count is telling me. We're going to retrace enough that I'll probably get stopped out, and I'm going to have to re-enter. The original count I had when I came up with this trade, it looked like we still had the potential to move up like 6 or 7%. So we'd be able to lock in a solid 5 or 6% profit before we got stopped out and then re-entered on the next impulse wave. The way it's looking right now, I'm going to hold here. I'm not going to move up my stop losses, and I'm definitely not going to sell. But I'm not too confident that we're going to be able to hold without getting stopped. So if we stay bullish enough, we won't get stopped out. It'll be a shallow retrace on wave 2. If BTC doesn't give us some sort of movement up, then yeah, we're going to get stopped out. I'm going to essentially get stopped out because I'm risk-free without a loss because I have my stop loss on my entry. So I'm going to see what happens and play it by ear. I'm still hopeful that we can stay bullish enough that I can move up from here without getting stopped out, but we'll see what happens. Either way, this wave 2, whether or not we retrace back down to like the 260s, or if we're able to hold with the more bullish BTC and the market holds, we can potentially stay up at the 280 area. If we can stay up at the 280 area and get the shallow retrace here, we'd then see wave 3 take us up to this 1618 extension right here. So this is the 161.8% extension of wave 1. That'll take us up to just over $4 on wave 3. Then we'll see another retrace. Again, if we're that bullish on wave 2, I wasn't sure about this wave 4. So what I'm actually thinking is we might take wave 3 up to this resistance right here, which was pretty substantial at 413. That was a substantial resistance earlier. If we do that and BTC again stays bullish, we're going to have the same thing with wave 4. We're going to have a shallow retrace just like we had with wave 2. The perfect target for that would actually be right up here at 368. The 0.5 fib retracement from the main move down. So if we do get a shallow retrace, we're going to see something like that. If BTC isn't as bullish, we're probably going to see more of a deeper retracement down here to the 1-to-1 extension of the prior wave 1. That's most likely where we're going to see. I'll probably set a target when we get closer, probably halfway along this wave. Give it another day and a half. and I'll have a better idea of what's going to happen there. If BTC makes its move, we're going to start moving up into this next motive wave, and then we're really going to see this wave 3 take shape. And again, if we do get the bullish activity market wide, especially on BTC, you know how BTC drives the rest of the market. All of our alts are going to move, but specifically this EOS trade is definitely looking good for a 70% run. So keep your eye on it, and I will keep sharing updates as we move along. The most immediate update you can expect from me is going to be on this wave 2 here, whether or not it's going to be a shallow retrace, in which case I don't get stopped out, or if it's going to drop down a little lower and I'm going to have to get stopped out and re-enter. You could probably see here why I'm pretty confident still. I still think that we have a chance of making the next move up without getting stopped out. That's because all of my Ichima supports. So the 55 and 99 EMAs are both diverging and have a beautiful bullish configuration. We have leading span A on the Ichimoku cloud moving up along with the 99. So we have convergence of all of my Ichima dynamic supports. We're essentially going to have in another 8 or 10 hourly candles, we'll be at a point where we have 2 out of 4 Ichima supports right at our stop loss. And the other 2 are going to be pretty close behind. It's only going to take another half a day to get to a point where the rest of them and all 4 of them are above the stop loss, but by then we'll probably break out. So let's see what happens. If we can make a move up, if BTC spikes right now and we get up above this 3014 resistance, if BTC makes a move up to 3,800 to 4,000, somewhere in that range on the Bitfinex chart, which is again at 3677 right now, if we get that move up, we're going to see EOS jump over this 3014 resistance, and then we're home free. If that happens, we had the shallow correction and we're good to go. We're into the next motive wave. We're going to see another subwave count that I'll come up with once we get a better idea of what the structure looks like. And then we can plan accordingly for the next week. But this is still a very good looking trade. It's open, and as far as the outlook right now, I'm still looking at this 70% potential wave 3, and we're going to play it by ear and see how it goes.